Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our European trip. If you didn't see the first part, please click the link here below or go to the playlist. But for now, let's get to Florence. We didn't just get to the airport, but this is a Charles de Gaulle airport in Paris. It's a very nice airport, actually. We got to our seats. It took a little bit longer to get through security and stuff. It's a mix-up. So if you fly through Air France, I guess like we are doing, then it was like 12 kilograms for your luggage. But then if you have two, then they weigh both of them together. It was just a big mix-up, but we got it straight. That's why you get to the airport early. And now we're headed to Florence. So we'll check back in. Again, I may shoot some footage of this airport. It's a really nice airport. Terminal 1, which was the only terminal when it opened, is similar to the scale of the Colosseum in Rome. Charles de Gaulle Airport in France serves more airlines than any other airport in the world and offers direct flights to more countries than any other airport since 2017. After about a 2-hour flight, we got on a train and rode right into the heart of Florence. The train station was right at the airport, so it really wasn't that difficult. The hardest part was reading all the signs that, of course, were in Italian. Florence is a beautiful city located about 145 miles northwest of Rome. It is surrounded by gently rolling hills and villas and farms and vineyards and orchards, and oh yeah, a lot of history. Once we got off the train, we had to walk about 20 minutes to get to our Airbnb, but we knew within 5 of those minutes exactly what kind of city Florence was going to be. So we made it to the Airbnb, and Adrian strikes again. I think we're gonna just walk around. I'm gonna follow Adrian, and because as you can hear an echo, it's a pretty cool Airbnb, man. It's a pretty good Airbnb. So we are in Florence, and we got off the train, rode from the airport all the way to the train station. Got off there, walked about 20 minutes, and yeah, man. I'm gonna walk around and take some clips of this Airbnb. After a short time in the room, we actually went out to get something to eat and just enjoy the nightlife of Florence. The next morning, the weather was perfect, and we decided to go out and do all the, touristy stuff. We walked through Florence, and now we're in a museum, about to go see the statue of David. Yeah, man. Okay. Let's go. The Gallery of Academy of Florence Museum is best known for Michelangelo's David. It is the second most visited museum in Florence, second only to the Uffizi, which we'll see a little bit later. Once you see the David statue in person, you really get to know how gifted Michelangelo really was. I didn't know the statue of David had something thrown over his back like that. After leaving the museum, we were again on the hunt for some food. Adrian found a food market called Mercato Centrale. If you are a food lover, this is a place that you have to visit in Florence.
This place is freaking gigantic. It goes all the way to the other side.
The market showcases some of Tuscany's finest products, from farm fresh produce to cured meats and cheeses. I'm gonna try this. I don't know how to say it, lampredotto, but it's a forward stomach of a cow with green pepper sauce, spicy sauce, salt, and pepper. So, yeah, when in another country, you eat a whole bunch of other stuff that you never ate before. Florence has a rich tradition of leather goods dating back to antiquity, but honestly, this was a little much. We made it out of the, I've been calling it the swap meet. So, this is an ambulance. I don't know. It's like a gauntlet of guys trying to sell you leather. Really pushy. Just like, they get you, you don't even have to make the eye contact, but if you slow down, they're gonna be like, hey, how can I help you? I'll make you a good deal. One dude said it's almost free. So, you know, like, wow. So, yeah, man. I guess like most touristy places that you go, hustlers are everywhere. Almost got hit by a car. We're now walking around the Domo. Every time I say Domo, I think Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, but that's not it. If you liked the video so far, don't forget to leave us a thumbs up and send us a message. Let us know what you like so we can bring more of it. And they just put this dude out the circle who was not part of the ceremony. While walking around in Florence, there's a lot of little things that you'll see, from artists to places to eat. But the number one thing that you will find is gelato. There's an estimated 39,000 gelato shops in Italy alone, and they all started here in Florence in 1530. On our very next day in Florence, after dodging a lot of the street vendors trying to sell us some carnival toys, we headed right to the museum. Day 3 of Florence. It looks like we're jumping into a tour for, it says Gli Uffizi. I think that's how you say it. Giant museum. So we're gonna do a guided tour this time. Anything you wanna say? She didn't want to say nothing. All right, we're gonna go into the museum. No videos. Well, as you can see, I found out that they didn't really enforce that no videos thing. So here's the videos from inside the museum. How was the tour?
It was good. The little earpiece thing was, there was a lot of talking, a lot of talking. So, but I feel like most of it was very informative. It was really cool to see Leonardo and, all these cool people that you think of.
We didn't see them.
No, not really.
We just finished walking around in the museum. Sitting down amongst a lot of different giant sculptures. Well, we're walking over here, something is happening. I don't know what though. We don't know what this building is, but we're gonna walk down here and see if we can get in. It looked like the trumpets went off and then everybody started walking in. When walking around a city like this, even though something may not be on the itinerary, everything is technically on the itinerary because everything is cool. So I think this is like some kind of an official building or something, but it has like a bookstore in here and you can buy tickets, and I guess the trumpet just means that you can come in. So we came in. Back out on the street, headed over to the bridge, the oldest bridge in Europe. I think it's in the world. No, that's not it. Ponte Vecchio, the oldest bridge in the world. Although Ponte Vecchio is not the oldest bridge in the world, it is the only bridge in Florence that was spared from destruction during World War II. It's really just like stores on both sides, but it's gold stores or jewelry stores on both sides. Crazy. Although floods have repeatedly damaged it, the current bridge has stood since approximately 1339 to 1345. That's a long time. Walking around the city, you really get a sense of the history, the art, and the religious significance of Florence. The subtleties and beauty of the city is something that has taken centuries to cultivate. It's really not just one thing that you can hang your hat on. There's so many things that you can fall in love with. We're about to walk up to the, what do you call it? She don't remember. She don't remember. But we're walking up here because you can see the sunset. And since Adrian is ruled by her emotions, food and beauty, then that's what we're doing. Although you will do a lot of walking in cities as a tourist in general, Florence is considered a very walkable city, and some say it's the most walkable city in the world. Once we got to the lookout spot, let's just say that the street performers there were interesting. Okay, so we got a guy that's playing and another guy and another whole orchestra playing, and he just kept playing the whole time. So I don't know who's gonna win. It was like we had our own little battle of the bands going on there, but hey, the moment was memorable to say the least. Florence at night is truly a vibe all by itself. Beginning the next day, we had a guided tour of a museum coming up, and we also wanted to walk to the top of the Duomo. This guided tour began right outside of the museum, and we were led by one of the local college professors of history. Getting a guided tour really allowed us to catch some of the nuances and small details from the museums that we would not have noticed if we would have walked around by ourselves. Although some of the tour guides honestly can talk too much, it does give you a lot of appreciation for the artwork when you know some of the history behind it. I don't know if you all caught all of that, but this is the jawbone of John the Baptist. Yeah, I said that right. That's the man's jawbone. Even if you don't really appreciate the artistry of it, just the expense alone is awe-inspiring. We finally made it to climbing the Duomo steps, all 463 of them. You get about 2 breaks on the way up, and the steps get narrower and more steep as you climb. So we made it to the top of the Duomo. It wasn't that bad.
Not the very top.
This is the moment I realized I had misspoken and I should have been conserving my energy. Good thing they had this rail up here. After making it to the top where you can see 360 degrees of views of Florence, the mountains, and all of the buildings and structures, it's definitely worth it. This will be the last meal that we have in Florence. Last meal in Florence. More gelato.
Everyday gelato. Ciao.
You right here behind.
Oh, don't back up, don't back up.
I'm not backing up. I'm not backing up.